We just picked up this 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8 from Copart. And before I show you exactly what we got ourselves into, here's what it looked like when we bought it. Since we bought this Jeep without being able to see it in person, all we had to go off of was these pictures. It doesn't look like the engine was touched, which is most of the value of the vehicle. Most of the damage seems like it would be repairable. Without actually seeing it, we couldn't be certain of what we'd find, so we had to be sure to get it for a good price. Fortunately, there weren't too many bidders, so we were able to secure the Jeep for $13,000, which, looking at the estimated retail value, and if we look at some of the Jeeps going with similar mileage and year, as long as we don't have to put too much into it and nothing catastrophic shows up when we start disassembling it, looks like we got a pretty good deal. Until we can get everything taken apart, inspect it, and make sure there's no unforeseen damage, and we can find a body shop that'll straighten it out, we won't know if we got a good deal or not. Let's take a look at what we've uncovered so far. Both the coolant and windshield wiper fluid reservoir is cracked. The bumper support is bent. Core support's bent. Radiator and condenser are more like a potato chip. Radiator fan shroud cracked. And the one headlight we have, not only is it cracked, but they're $2,000 each. Now, before we take too close a look at the front end, let's take a walk around the Jeep and see what else we can find. We've got some damage to some of the chrome trim, so we'll have to replace that. Fender flare, plastics, Borla exhaust. And if you look at the vehicle from this perspective, it doesn't really look like there's any damage. It isn't until you get right about here. Now, once we got the bumper, radiator pack, and everything else on the front end off, that's when we could see the engine cradle, the driver's side, and the passenger side frame horn were bent over, cracked, damaged. Passenger side inner tie rod end is now an S. Looks like the impact hit right about here, which pushed both frame horns towards the driver's side, pulled this passenger fender in, but luckily it doesn't seem like it was that far off, and pushed the driver's fender out, which then, in order to get out of the vehicle, had to push this in. As far as the interior goes, both the passenger dash airbag, steering wheel airbag, and driver's knee airbag went off. Carbon fiber trim on, looks like almost all of the doors are gone. But we've got suede leather seats, blue lights for some reason, and a whole lot of plastic pieces that we'll have to figure out if anything's salvageable. Looks like we've got what's left of a bumper, a fog light. There's some interior pieces that are missing. Hopefully those are in that pile of goodies. Let's see. Fires up. Fires right up. Got just a couple of lights. Radio. And windshield. So we took it around to a couple body shops and we found one that would actually repair it for a reasonable price. We just need to take the engine, transmission, engine subframe, and everything else out, get the new subframe in, and everything else looks to be in pretty good shape. Now, before we start pulling this engine and transmission out, I think she needs a bath. Now that we got the Jeep all cleaned, got it in the carport, next thing we're gonna do is we gotta get this engine and transmission out. That way we can get it over to the body shop, get it straightened out, and hopefully get this thing back together. That's gonna have to wait till another video. Thanks for watching.